Max going with the red tie tonight.
Lava, brother. I told you guys. UFC been trying to ice me. Toronto. Brazil is cold as shit, too. Here is cold as shit. They can't ice the Hawaiian, bro. So I had to bring the heat. This side is called lava.
I mean, that fight seemed like it resembled the first one pretty similarly. I mean, back and forth first 2 rounds, then you finish him off, I think, 30 seconds later in the third round than the last time. I know you said, you see how it's going once you're in there, but what did you just make of, how the fight unfolded this time around?
First things first, I recently heard about Aldo's, his motivation for this fight was his daughter. And, me being a parent with my son, I get it. But, that guy should know he doesn't have to owe anybody anything, That guy's one of the greatest of all time. I think Brazil should be building statues of that guy in all the favelas, man. He's a legend. He's a GOAT. And I got a lot to feel, so. But, to your question, I told you guys before, there's a quote going around. I told you guys, if I beat you one time, the second time is going to be worse. And then the third time, you should rethink your life about accepting the fight, But just joking, but we knew it, after the first round, I walked up to Joe Rogan and John Anik. I told him the guy's tired. He's tired already. In the third round, I dropped my hands. I was telling him to punch me. I was like, bro, this is where you punch me. Punch me in the face. I'm daring you. I was telling him, I dare you. I dare you to punch me now. And, it went well. Things went my way. I think so. I landed, he landed some shots. My shots just seemed to hurt him a little bit more. So everything went my night tonight, but like I said, the guy's a GOAT, man. I had nothing but respect for him and his team and his family and all of Brazil.
Yeah, and I know you said in the lead up to this fight, too, that no one has really stood with you for a full fight, and you guys were striking it out for a while, but the beginning of the end was him shooting for that takedown. So does that just further prove your point?
Yeah, I told you guys, man, I be turning these strikers into wrestlers. All these strikers think they're going to strike with me, we're going to do this and that, and they end up trying to shoot on me. And that's what happened, I actually, in the back, in one of my, where's my friends, my coaches, in the back, I was telling him, I was actually thinking of taking him down. He was so tired and I wasn't landing punches. I was like, I should take him down in ground and pound. And I was like, wait, I tease people who do that. Yeah, let's not do it. So I ended up punching, ended up falling, and we ended up getting the finish. So it was great.
Yeah, and I mean, you were rolling deep here tonight. I mean, your son's sitting there next to me. You have tons of people out here.
Yeah, stop bringing out my son already. He already took my thunder before the fight. I saw him going, okay, look, Glenn's son, delving on crazy. I was like, I got to live up to this shit? Come on, Russ. And then a knockout happens before, and then Yancey's fight. I'm like, what is going on? Everybody is setting the bar high for me. What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, was this the first time he's seen you fight live?
Yeah, first time he saw me fight live before, but the first time I think so he actually know what's going on. So yeah, it was cool. I could hear him. I could hear him in when I was sit down in the corner. I was hearing him cheer. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty crazy. I was like, oh man. Usually he's at home watching it on TV, and I got to FaceTime him, and then he always not surprised about the gold belt. So this guy is funny.
Yeah, when you're in the back watching Yancey's fight, how are you reacting? Are you, freaking out? Or are you trying to keep yourself calm to not exert all your energy? What's it like?
I was at the hotel. We was coming down, and I was freaking out. Me and my friend was freaking out. Look, there's a thing of us fighters, we know how it is in there, and we can control it, and we know what we can control. And then when you're watching one of your best friends, this guy, we did camp. I seen him all day, all the time. We do the same trainings. And you see stuff like that, ups and downs. It's like you can't do nothing, so you feel hopeless. And I was like, oh, no, what? And then when he's up, it's like, yay. So it was an emotional roller coaster, like anything else. But he got the job done. Congrats to his 50K, mother sucker. I wanted my 50K too, but, congrats to him. But, yeah, like I said, UFC reports, you guys ranking reports. If you guys beat a ranked guy, you guys should be ranked at that stuff, so do not jip my man Yancey. Put him 15, and let's go UFC. Let's go to UFC Hawaii. Let's do Hawaii versus the world. I think we got 10, 11 UFC Hawaii fighters now. The time is now.
There you go. And last thing from me, you're on a 12-fight winning streak now. I think it's the 4th longest in UFC history. You turned 26 on Monday. Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
How far can you take this thing? What's kind of the end goal here of just how long this run can really go?
We see, medically, the only thing that's gonna stop me is medically. If I medically can't make the weight, I'm not gonna force my body to do something that it doesn't want to. I'll gladly go up to 55. I was talking to Michael Bisping them on the show. Michael was like, "Oh, can we see you a future champion?" I was like, "Michael," he calls me Maxi Baby. I was like, "Michael, you're cutting Maxi Baby short. Us Hawaiians, I'm Hawaiian Samoan. I love to eat. I'm going to go for 4 titles, 170, 155, 170, 185. They all can get. I might even be at heavyweight one day. I don't know. You guys know our eating habits is bad down in Hawaii. So, your boy might get big and we might make history."
Max, congratulations, of course, on the victory. I asked you this before the fight, but now that it's all over, what does it mean for your legacy that you now hold 2 wins over Jose Aldo? No one has ever done that, much less beat him back-to-back, obviously. But, where does this rank? How big is this for your legacy that you did beat him a second time?
This is huge, This is huge. Like I said, that people ask me what that makes me. That makes me a guy with 2 wins over Aldo, and I got a bunch more to catch up to him. He's the greatest of all time. He got, 7, 8 title defensive. I got to catch up, That's numbers don't lie, Women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. I only got 1 defense. I got a bunch of catching up to do. He stood the GOAT, and I respect him, man. I'm coming for that record, though.
The last time you won, you said, your kind of post-fight demand was, you had to sit down with the UFC, get your contract sorted out. Now that's sorted out. So this time, are you going to sit down and demand that UFC in Hawaii card? Is that your demand this time?
Yeah, I saw Dana. I was talking to him. I told him. He said, hey, maybe I got to do it. Maybe I got to do it outside and just suck it up. I was like, yeah, don't be scared, homie. Stop being scared. I was about to ask him if I could Hawaiian slap him. You guys saw it in the first Aldo fight, but I'm just joking. I think so. The fight's got to happen. We got a champion. We're gonna have a ranked guy. Another Hawaiian. Things didn't go her way on this card, but she's a Hawaiian. Rachel just won the other fight. We got all kind of guys ready for my team, ready to go. We got guys signed. Dan Ige, Boston Solomon from Waianae. And I think so we got like 9 or 10 guys. 9 or 10 guys in Hawaii, from the state of Hawaii. Wait, Brad Tavares, willing to fight. Let's do the UFC Hawaii. Hawaii versus the world. Anybody can get it. Featuring Max Holloway.
I know that, it was, you roll with the punches when the change in the fight happened, when it went from Frankie to Aldo. You never blinked, you never cared. But do you feel like you do have any unfinished business with Edgar because you didn't get to fight him? Is that kind of the next logical fight just because he's right there and you've kind of cleared out most of the other contenders right now?
Like I said, I've been telling you guys all week the same thing. It's the cupcakes. These guys is cupcakes. I want the new flavor. I want to know how the new flavor tastes like. But I know how the old one tastes, so it's great. I'm fine with anything. I'll fight them all. They're all going to take L's, like I said. By the time I'm done with this division, when you look at the top 15, everybody's going to have an L next to their name, some guys too. And if you're lucky, you're going to have 3.
And this may not be next, but I asked Dana about this, so I'll ask you. I know it's something that's on your mind. Talk about, an old flavor. Conor McGregor's out there. You got 12 wins in a row. You've beaten pretty much every featherweight contender, between this win streak. And if you beat Frankie, I don't really know, maybe Brian Ortega if he wins. Is that Conor fight, that would feel like a super fight. If he's champion, you're champion. Does it feel like at some point that's some unfinished business you're going to have to have?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'm a champion of my division. And I gotta keep everything rolling. I gotta keep everything going. I got a throne to defend. I'm not gonna go into hiatus. And as long as I get contenders, I'm gonna fight. But if UFC call me out for that reason, any reason of fighting him, I'd gladly fight him. If the Conor fight don't happen, it's not on my side. I tell you guys right now, it's not on my side. It's on their team. Their team talking about me all the time. They tell me how I'm the best guy in the world and blah blah, this and that. Right now, Conor, really think about this. Right now, Conor is talking about fighting Paulie Malignaggi in MMA. Just let that sink in. Paulie Malignaggi in MMA, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say after that.
Max, congratulations back here.
Thank you, brother.
A guy you haven't really matched up with is Cub Swanson. I know that was the thought process before was Frankie or Cub. It became Frankie, then it turned into Jose. If Cub wins his next fight, would that be a lane you'd like to, look at, maybe and venture towards?
Like I said, we see. I ain't a matchmaker. I'm a fighter. I'm the king of the division. All these guys can beg. People's like, call out this guy, call out that guy. Why? I got the belt. I'm not a contender anymore. I'm the champion. I'm sitting pretty. I'm hungry. And if they want to fight, if that's the fight UFC makes, the UFC makes it. I don't care. I'll take that fight with open arms.
Hey, Max, right here. How much credit does this win go to the people around you, your manager, working with Tyler Minton this time around? It seems like you have a really good support system, and I know they've really sort of helped you, get to this point.
Tyler Minton? Fuck that guy. No, I'm just joking. I love that guy, man. He was feeding me great. Everybody was talking about the cut and whatever and this and that and being like, oh, he bring out the towel and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I bring out the towel because when I check my weight without underwear on. Why am I going to cut an extra half pound to wear an underwear to a weigh-in? Just bring out the damn towel, you know what I mean? That's extra work. And Tyler made me eat. When I was fighting Pettis last year, during Thanksgiving, I had a gallon of water all day. I had 4 meals with Tyler Minton here for this fight, on Thanksgiving. So I was blessed with him, My coaches, my staff, my management, Gracie Technics, Legacy Muay Thai, Tactical Strength and Conditioning, Sucker Punch Entertainment. I got some of the best guys behind me, man, and a lot of success is with them. They're the guys working behind. I'm just the product. I'm the product that's getting shown to the world. They're the ones they're the guys underneath the hood fixing everything and getting me ready to go.
How much did this cut compared to some of your other fights? Because again, the difference in this fight for sure was the fact you had a lot more energy, a lot more cardio.
Best I ever felt. That's how I said. Best I ever felt. Everybody was like, oh, you sound this and that. That's what happens when you cut weight. Your throat is dry. I don't know. That's what happened to me. But I was fine. My energy was fine. Everything was great. Everybody's like, you look distraught on top of the stuff. The reason why I look distraught on top of the scale is because when I was covering it and I saw the towel in front of the stuff and you had to be the scale, I was like, me knowing Gaethje, there's only one way the towel was going, up and down. That's why I had to be covering the Hawaiian snake, and I was ready. That's why I was distraught, guys, because I already know he was going up and down, and there's no other way to do it. So he was the man. He was thinking of me. He wanted me to get my drinks in faster. So shout out to Justin Gaethje, and he's the man.
And ideally, when would you like to get back in the cage? I know this win's very fresh, but do you sort of have an idea in your head when you'd like to fight next?
Whenever UFC wants to put my ass in Hawaii, or the Night Island in Vegas, I don't know. We see. I'm gonna sit down with my management. I got my birthday, my girl's birthday, my son's birthday coming up. So we got a bunch of birthdays to celebrate. So I'm gonna do that, enjoy that, and if UFC come calling, though, I'll be ready. I'm always ready.
And last question for you. You talked about the cupcakes. What's sort of your go-to cupcake? What's your favorite one?
Oh, my favorite one is peanut butter jelly time.
Back here, congratulations on the victory and happy early birthday.
Thank you, boss.
Not really a last second switch, but kind of a late switch in the camp, going from your original opponent Frankie Edgar to Jose-Aldo. How much did it help that you had fought him once before? I mean, was that less videotape to study, more videotape to study, or was it just a familiarity that would help?
I was just it didn't change. You got to roll the punches. If you believe you're the best man in the world, you're going to fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. And I believe it, and I get ready and I train that way. So there's no questions, I leave no turn on stone. When I'm training, and it was great. When I was in there, he might have looked quicker, but I was telling my coaches, he felt slower. Like when I was in there, I was seeing a lot more stuff. He hit me with his uppercut again. I was pretty disappointed about that. But yeah, he felt a little bit slower to me.
Do you think you could have had him at the end of the second round? It looked like you were really starting to gain momentum then.
Yeah, I was just having fun, man. He was blocking, he was covering up a lot, and he has like bony elbows and stuff, and like I was punching it and stuff, and I hurt my hands before punching people's elbows and top of the head. So I was just trying to take my time and trying to move. I wasn't trying to step into anything, none of his bounds. He was swinging pretty hard. I just didn't want to walk into anything and be looking at the canvas. That would have been a horrible night.
One last question for you, as a father of two myself. How much inspiration was that having your young son in the crowd?
It was great. It was great. It was funny, that guy. I'm still mad at him for taking my thunder, though. I think so. The internet is broken by him dabbing more than me finishing all those. So it's a very sad day in the Holloway household. I think he might sleep outside with a dog.
Thank you.
Hey, Max, congrats. By the way, where did he learn to dab so well? Teach him.
This thing called Kids YouTube.
Okay.
And whatever he just did you see his repeated dabs?
Yeah.
That was on point. I was like, I'm not gonna beat that. I was gonna dab in the after the fight, but I was like, nah, man, I'm just biting his swag. I'm gonna get shit on for it. So.
I'm not sure if you thought of this, if this crossed your mind. This was the first time that the featherweight title was defended successfully since October of 2014. It has been quite some time. And you did something, we always bring up Conor to you. You did something that Conor never did. You defended the featherweight title and you fought Aldo for a second time. Does that mean anything to you? Did you want to bring some stability back to this division when you took the crown?
Yeah, like I told you, this is what champions do. Champions defend, and they always say you're not a champion until you defend your title. And I always wanted to bring stability, and I wanted to prove to people this is how. If you want to be a champion, this is what you gotta do. You gotta keep the. It's like me. It took me 10 fights to get an interim title and 11 for the undisputed, I don't want anybody else to go through that, I want everybody to pick them. I want to be like DJ. As soon as they come up, they pop up, you guys get sent right back down to the bottom of the barrel, brother. So, good try and keep trying to catch up.
We're in an era now where it seems like, someone gets a belt and then they ask for a super fight or moving up and things like that. Do you not like that? Do you want to go back to the old days where it's just like, who's next? Let me fight that guy and that's it?
I understand. I can see it from 2 ways. People trying to get their money and leave the game early, and people trying to set history or whatever, this and that. Right now, I'm focused on champ life. I want to be a champion. I want to be a long reigning featherweight champion. I want to be known in the history books, my name everywhere, as a champion and this and that. And then when later on in my career, when I start getting good, then I can start doing the exhibition matches for money and stuff, But right now, I think so. The world needs to know what a champion looks like, and that's what I'm trying to put my foot down and show the world. This is what a champion looks like. Defend. I don't really cry about anything, and if you think you're the best, come fight Bless.
And just one more. For the longest time, BJ Penn was considered the greatest Hawaiian fighter of all time. Do you feel like it's time that you're called the greatest Hawaiian fighter of all time now?
Nah, I got a lot more. He got what? Another belt in another division. He got 2 belts in 2 divisions. He defended his 55 title. I got a bunch more. Like I said, he set in the record for us. And records are meant to be broken, just like me. I dare anybody, not only a Hawaii kid, any kid from anywhere. If you guys want to do something, you believe in yourself and go do it. I'm setting these records. I dare you to beat them. And if you did, good for you. I'm going to give you a handshake, show up to your front door and tell you congratulations.
Thank you. Congrats.
Right here, Max. We talked the other day about how Detroit feels like home to you. You said you feel very at home. What does it mean to you to bring such a night of excitement to a city who doesn't get a lot of MMA action?
I've been telling you guys since you guys didn't believe me. Every single card, I told you guys, stop sleeping on 206. Look, people had to replay that and watch that. 212 was the same way. I was like, don't sleep on it. It stood an exciting card. And 218 was an exciting ass card, guys. I told you guys, don't sleep on it. That wasn't. I saw a stat saying that this is the first time in history where all the fights on the main card was ranked 6 or higher. The fighters, these cards is meant to be exciting. There's a lot of chips on a lot of people's shoulders. Every card they put UFC put me on, a lot of the guys that I'm fighting with, we got chips on our shoulders. We got something to prove, and we go out there and prove it all the time. So it was great. I'm happy. Detroit love it. I'm happy. I'm sure my fellow Hawaiians love it. I hope the world love it, and even my Canadians. I gotta show love to the Canadians. They show me big love, so I hope they loved it too.